Good evening. Less than 24 hours to go before Delhi casts its vote. In fact, in just about 12 hours, people will begin to prepare and queue up. It is the first election battle of 2020. And both the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP have used every single trick in their armory to woo the Delhi voter. Now, our team has analyzed how both Kejriwal and Amit Shah led this campaign war. Here are some interesting inputs that our reporters have actually got. The BJP, obviously, and it was for everybody to see, actually brought out their big guns. Prime Minister Modi held 2 rallies, not as much as you've seen in campaigning that he may have done for other states, but for the national capital, he did go for 2 different rallies. Over 200 MPs campaigned in the national capital. Over 200 members of parliament campaigned for the state elections of Delhi. Amit Shah himself held 53 election campaigns, of which, if you see the breakup, there are 33 rallies, 12 meetings and 8 roadshows. And of course, the BJP president JP Nadda was a little ahead of him with 63 election campaign events that he attended, 23 rallies, 35 meetings, meetings and 5 specific roadshows. Manoj Tiwari held 74 public meetings and road shows. Rajnath Singh held 12 rallies. And then came the firebrand leader for the BJP, Yogi Adityanath, who held 12 rallies. And you saw cabinet ministers and various members of parliament also come out. On the other side, the Aam Aadmi Party was also firing on all cylinders. All of their leaders and cabinet ministers of the current government, all of them out there on the streets. Roughly, they held about 240 road shows during this heated campaign season, about 16 town halls and 40 public interviews. Now, why is it that both the parties give all that they have? Because here is what is at stake for the BJP. It is a chance for the BJP to end its 22-year-long exile in Delhi. Not just that, then it would be one of those times where BJP is in power at the centre and at the state level. This is also the first big election since the whole controversy about the CAA and NRC actually began, since we saw protests across the country, including in the national capital. There's also this thought process that BJP now simply needs a very, very smooth win after the tough times that it saw in Maharashtra and how it barely made it back to power in Haryana. What's at stake for the Aam Aadmi Party? Obviously, a test for brand Kejriwal. You know how he's positioned himself differently. The whole story of the Aam Aadmi Party was how different they are to everybody else in this country in politics. Does that work? Did it really sell? It's a test on the freebie strategy. All the announcements that have been made by the Aam Aadmi Party, especially in the last 6 months. It's a test of their local issues, their report card of the past 5 years versus the national issues put forth by the BJP. So one final conversation before Delhi goes to vote tomorrow. Let's say good evening to Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson for the BJP, Jasmine Shah, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party, Desh Ratan Nigam, RSS supporter, Kingshuk Nag, senior journalist, and Neerja Chaudhary, also a senior journalist. Let me begin with you, Neerja Chaudhary. It was an extremely high-pitched battle. I don't think we would have expected otherwise. But were you surprised, with the kind of big guns and the big armory that BJP got in?
Yeah, the BJP in the last 12 days has really pulled out all stops, put all its senior people at work, as you said, 200 MPs. Yesterday, when the Prime Minister was replying to the President's address in Parliament, certainly Amit Shah was not there. He was somewhere doing road shows that showed the kind of importance the party attached to Delhi elections. And of course, they had scripted it like that they would allow the AAP to peak. If at all that is the case, we will only know on the 11th, and then come in towards the end of the campaign, the last 2 weeks of the campaign. And they certainly focused on national versus local. Certainly Shaheen Bagh became a symbol of the national, equal to national security, equal to anti-national, etc., all that we know about. And let's see now, door-to-door campaigning by senior people, 200 MPs pressed into service, certainly. And you know, it's only 7 Lok Sabha seats. It's little Delhi, that's not even a state. Therefore, we've got to look at what is the importance of Delhi for national politics. That is a simple, serious question. Come 11th February, what is it going to mean? How is politics going to pan out as a result of what Delhi yields by way of the election result?
Well, let me also get Mr. Kingshuknak in this before we go on to the larger conversation that Nisha Chaudhary was referring to, the importance of Delhi. But Mr. Kingshuknak, does it look like BJP could, now put up a tougher fight for the Aam Aadmi Party between the whole Shaheen Bagh card and them bringing in the big guns and, the top leaders and aggressively campaigning in the last 10 days?
That's true. Now the gap between the AAP and BJP is much lower than what it was about 15 days ago. And whether as a matter of strategy BJP started late, I don't know. But I would rather assume that they must have seen what's happening on the ground and realized that it was a cakewalk for AAP, and therefore they came in late. And I'm sure they have narrowed the gap. And Delhi is a very important place because it's the capital of India. And people living in the capital think no end of themselves. And therefore, Delhi is being accorded so much importance. Now, Modi is the Prime Minister, Amit Shah is the #2 man from Gujarat. For the first time, they are in Delhi. So they want to show that they can also capture Delhi politically. In the past, actually, if you see, BJP or Jan Sangh actually grew out of Delhi. And their previous leaders like Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Advani grew in Delhi. But this is not true of both Amit Shah and Modi. And they want to show how they can capture Delhi, and especially in view of the fact that they have been out of power in Delhi for so many years. So this is a battle. Of course, we all know that the demography of Delhi has changed. What will happen, we don't know. But my reckoning is that it is now going to be a more closer fight between AAP and BJP than it would have been if the polls would have been happening 10 days ago. So that in short is what I can see happening. And door-to-door campaigning is happening, and I know from people that...
I know you've lived in Delhi for a while and now you don't, but I must say that the comment you just made about what people of Delhi think about themselves has not drawn any reaction from any of our other 4 panelists who do live in Delhi and the NCR region. So I'm actually very surprised. Maybe they do agree with you, considering that it is the national capital. Some amount of pride does come in for the people of Delhi. But let me go across to Tuhin Sinha. Tuhin Sinha, what's the internal sense? Are you a lot more confident today as a party than you were 10 days ago?
Well, in the last 6 years, the BJP as a party has made winning a habit, and that explains the aggressive campaigning which has been undertaken by almost all top leaders of the BJP. Our leaders lead by example, and yes, in the last 2 weeks, the scenario has changed completely. Moreover, in the last 3 days, 3 important developments. First, the Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh's links with PFI, which is under the scanner of ED. Then Kapil Gurjar's having joined Aam Aadmi Party just a few months ago. And finally, today, the arrest of, the OSD of Manish Sisodia by CBI in a bribery case. All of which show that Aam Aadmi Party, behind the facade of, the good work which it claims, the non-existent good work which it claims to do, was actually running a very corrupt and devious government, which obviously had links with Shaheen Bagh activists also, and was equally corrupt. So I think this has completely turned things around for the BJP. We are very confident of winning 45 seats at this point of time.
It is a tricky place to be in, Jasmine Shah. The fact of the matter is that this man was the OSD to the Deputy Chief Minister. An OSD is literally your closest aide, when you are a man with many, many important portfolios. How is it that under Mr. Sisodia's nose, allegedly, this corruption and bribery was taking place?
Let me factually correct you first that he was the OSD, but presently he was posted as an officer in the GST department. His designation was GSTO. And of course, I mean, CBI has found some proof against him, and we have said immediately that, let there be the strictest of action. We ourselves have ensured that the slightest hint of anything going wrong, we have raised the alarm and made sure our officers get caught. Now, for BJP now to use
just for
this
Just
and say
clarification.
one
that,
quick point,
any officer
Tanvi,
Jasmine,
reporting to
just for
anyone,
clarification.
so that doesn't
One
make
quick point.
One minute,
any sense.
please.
Let me
It's a
make
very
my
important
let
point I
me
wish
let
to
me
No,
complete
I am
my
going to
point.
give you
Let me
time.
complete
Is
my
only
point.
Jasmine. I just want one more
Let me-
clarification. Let the viewers and the people of this country know, since this has become a big story today. You say that the OSD was already working in another department, was on deputation in the GST team, in the taxes team. For
That
how long
itself is a
has he been
conflict
there?
of interest.
That's right.
Tanvi,
That's
that
right.
itself is
Absolutely.
a big conflict of interest.
So Tanvi, today we are on the final day before
That
election
itself
day,
is a huge
right?
conflict
Right.
of interest.
What have we seen? And I'll start from where the BJP, the last 3 days and the entire election campaign, BJP has been raising issues that do not touch the daily lives of people. There are non-issues. These are just political allegations and a game of dirty politics. What do people of Delhi care about? And tomorrow when they go to vote, they will think about the future of their children. They'll think about the future of their health, education, pollution, water, bijli, everything. And therefore, there is only one party and one leader, Arvind Kejriwal, who stands tall, when it comes to articulating what is the vision, and who has done some kind of work that can be shown. BJP has been in power for the last 15 years, and the people of Delhi know what BJP has done. They have converted the entire of Delhi into a garbage dump. Nobody would want to send their children into municipal schools because, the roofs leak, the toilets stink, the teachers don't show up. So on the ground, whatever be the media noise and the kind of narrative BJP is trying to build, I would say that it has spectacularly failed. We will see the proof of that on 11th. People hold only local issues to their heart. Delhi voter is a very smart voter.
Okay.
In 2014, we know how they voted for the Lok Sabha elections and how they voted for the Delhi elections. This year, and I'm going to tell you, probably we will even break the record of 2015. That's how confident we are.
No, okay, that's all fine, and that we will see. But just on the facts, because this has happened today, of course, like you raised the issue of the timing, one day before Delhi goes to vote, yes, but facts must be presented to the viewers, Jasmine. So I'm still trying to get clarity from you. Till when was this man,
and CBI,
the OSD?
I'll give you the...
Yes, and when did he move to the other team?
He was the OSD since 2015, and CBI, when they made the statement today, they explicitly said no link or no connection has been found between this act of the officer and the Deputy Chief Minister. So BJP has this trouble of jumping the gun. They use ED, they use Delhi Police, and Delhi Police, let's not forget, Delhi Police was reprimanded by the Election Commission, saying that this is highly suspicious that even before any kind of an investigation is completed, you go out and start naming a political party. The fact that BJP is raising this today shows their desperation, that they have no vision for Delhi. They have no solutions to the problems that people of Delhi face.
Okay.
And therefore bring in an issue that can distract the daily agenda, make people stop thinking about schools, health, education, pollution. Not a single state anywhere in the country BJP has improved government
the BJP
schools. AAP has done within 5 years in Delhi. It is magical.
BJP has a counter charge which is about conflict of interest. Tuin Sinha, do you want to elaborate on that? And then we'll go across to a news briefing, I believe, that's being held by Sanjay Singh over the complaints he's filed with the EC.
I have a very...
Yes, Tuin Sinha.
I have a very simple query to the AAP representative over here. If he was made if this concerned OSD was made the OSD in 2015, was he relieved of his duties as the OSD, or did he continue to be the OSD and also, get additional responsibility of the GST of, whatever department he was presently in, which entails the GST? So in this case, it apparently seems that there is a definite conflict of interest, and if this conflict of interest has got exposed by default, I'm sure Aam Aadmi Party must be indulging in similar conflicts of interest throughout.
Let me listen in. Let's cut
Do you
across
have
to
a date?
Sanjay
Was he
Singh.
relieved of
Let
his
the Delhi
duties
Police
as
and
the
the
OSD?
CBI do its investigation. You can very well sit here and theorize. Let the investigating bodies do their work.
I'm going to cut across. Okay, I'm going to cut across to Sanjay Singh because he's making some fresh charges. Jasmine,
all have been
hold on for a minute. I'll come back to you. Yes.
दर्ज करने का काम किया है मैं दिल्ली वालों से कहना चाहता हूं, दिल्ली की 2 करोड़ जनता से अपील करना चाहता हूं, सारे जुल्म, सारे अन्याय, आतंकवादी तक कहा गया आपके बेटे को, और चुनाव के ठीक एक दिन पहले शाम को दिल्ली पुलिस के क्राइम ब्रांच ने एफआईआर दर्ज की है आपके बेटे के खिलाफ, अरविंद केजरीवाल के खिलाफ। कल जब अपना वोट देने के लिए जाइए तो इस अपमान का, इस बेइज्जती का, ये लगातार जो आपके बेटे को परेशान किया जा रहा है, अरविंद केजरीवाल को परेशान किया जा रहा है, एफआईआर दर्ज कराई जा रही है, मुकदमे दर्ज कराए जा रहे हैं, डराने धमकाने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। आप लोगों से अपील है, इसका जवाब कल अपने वोट की ताकत से अरविंद केजरीवाल, आम आदमी पार्टी और झाड़ू को वोट देकर दीजिएगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Recap. Let me just also recap what he said before we cut across. And Sanjay Singh said, I had complained to the Election Commission yesterday that the BJP will be supplying money and liquor. They gave provocative speeches and disturbed the peace. Giriraj Singh, he's named, was seen in a jeweler's shop with money, and he was seen distributing money. We gave the information to the Election Commission. We requested them to take action, but no action has been taken so far. I had complained about this with the video of Giriraj Singh distributing money. So a fresh charge being made by the Aam Aadmi Party. And obviously a lot more is happening. The parties are not giving up right now. Mr. Nigam, just a short while ago, we also saw action being taken against Arvind Kejriwal and the AAP. So an EC notice has gone to Kejriwal for a video that he shared, and an FIR has been filed. So that's the action that's been taken against the Aam Aadmi Party on the eve of Delhi election.
See, that is for the Election Commission. They are keeping an eye on the situation, and they will be taking action if somebody violates. Even Sanjay Singh's today's statement, which you just played it out, is a violation of Model Code of Conduct. The campaigning is ended and he was asking to vote for Aam Aadmi Party कि कल जाके vote करिएगा आप आम आदमी पार्टी को. That's a gross violation, and I think his candidature may also come into, some of the Aam Aadmi parties, action may be taken against them by the EC, which is a clear violation if you look at his speech.
Caught
Now, secondly,
distributing
Delhi's
money. Can there
important
be
has been,
anything more serious than that?
See, you file a complaint, you give a proof. Please do that. Mere allegations don't suffice. Let me finish. Delhi's importance had been underlined today. So many people, have gone in. The leaders have not left any stone unturned. And the fact remains that if AAP loses, then the AAP is wiped out. Now, for BJP, it's a huge reputation also at stake, because recent reversal in Jharkhand has also made them to prove their point in Delhi. And let me tell you, I was watching some Google Trends and data analytics from 20th December to 20th January. And these trends in the past have proven correct for Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and also for 214 elections and 219 elections. And they have clearly shown that Aam Aadmi peaked at about 14th January. And then they started sliding down, and there is a phenomenal increase in the BJP's, interest among the voters. And those trends, I don't say that I believe them, but they have proven right in the past. So clearly, it appears Aam Aadmi peaked at the wrong time, and BJP is peaking at the right time. Secondly, BJP is a cadre level party, at the grassroots, booth level party, at the house level. So these tomorrow, what will matter is the work of the booth level workers, whether it is any party. And I am not very sure about Aam Aadmi's, booth level structure, whether it exists or not. But certainly BJP has, and if they are able to motivate their voters to come and vote tomorrow, I think it's a door shut for Aam Aadmi Party. And BJP is known for booth level motivation and working.
Okay, I have a
now,
question for you, and then I'll take it across.
Let me come to the issues.
Right.
Shaheen Bagh.
If I have a question for you, actually, Mr. Nigam, in the beginning of this,
Shaheen Bagh.
In the beginning of this, if I may please, in the beginning of this show, I listed out the kind of campaign, that was unleashed by both BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. I actually counted the number of rallies held by Amit Shah, Yogi Adityanath, Mr. Rajnath Singh, JP Nadda and Prime Minister Modi. Now, many actually take Mr. Modi's rallies as a sign of just how confident the BJP is about those elections. And they say that if Prime Minister is holding only 2 rallies, then perhaps the BJP is not very confident of, getting to the winning mark, which is why they are trying to insulate him from this election. What's your response to that?
See, let me tell you, knowing the working of the BJP, they are right now very confident. The gap, BJP did campaigning only for about 20 days, and they came with such blitzkrieg that Aam Aadmi parties, people started, chanting Hanuman Chalisa in various TV channels. So that is the kind of, level, and today also he went to Hanuman Mandir, and people go to Hanuman Mandir when there is some kind of a sankat. And we all know as a Hindus that we all recite Hanuman Chalisa when there is some kind of a sankat or trouble. Leave that aside. But the ground level reports are very, very clear that results, in my opinion, are going in BJP's way. The BJP is also banking on a lot of promises and the work that they had done. 10% economic weaker section quota that was given. The Jan Aushadhi shops where you get cheap medicines. 1731 illegal colonies that were regularized. 10 lakh shop owners, small shop owners were given their rights, insurance for small shop owners, unorganized sector, small, labor insurance was given. So, and this all has benefited Delhi despite the fact that they did not have a government in Delhi.
Okay.
So the central government schemes, yes, Ayushman Bharat was not allowed to be implemented, and also Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana was not allowed to be implemented in Delhi. That also people know. And let me also tell you that 40% of the sanctioned budget has not been spent by Aam Aadmi Party, and they have just sat over on this budget. And 26% of the budget in education has not been spent by them. Wow. So that's gross negligence. It's criminal negligence that you have the money and you don't spend it.
I'll get Jasmine to respond to that.
A lot of lies have been thrown.
Okay, I'll get Jasmine to respond to that. Yes.
RTI reply.
Let me respond.
RTI replies.
Each and everything that have been said. Sir, your RTI seems to be only going from one media channel to the other. Please put it out in public domain. I'll quote from CAG audit report which came out in December 2019, because all these numbers that Paisa nahi kharch hua 40%. You think media of Delhi would have been quiet if this kind? No. The CAG report very clearly lays out that for the last 5 years consecutively, after running some of the most expansionary welfare schemes for the people of Delhi, this has been a surplus government and surplus budget government, and the surplus that we've run cumulatively over 4 years is 100 crores, which means that if we have spent if our budget is 60,000 crores, we have ended it with a surplus of 100 crores, the rest has been spent. These are CAG data, so please don't lie through your teeth on national air. This is one day before voting. Let's put out a forward-looking
No, please.
BJP has failed spectacularly when it comes to the education and the healthcare system in Delhi. You know what happens in the in 100 North MCD schools in Delhi? There are no desks. Children sit on floors. 109 schools have been shut down in Delhi municipal corporations in the last 10 years, whereas in Delhi government we've added 20,000 classrooms.
Where did Mr.
Today our education
Kejriwal
government schools are talked
study?
about across the country and even internationally.
Where did Kejriwal and Sisodia's children study? Did they go to government school?
The Prime Minister of Norway, 10 states in India are replicating the model.
Okay, one at a time, please. One at a time.
Corporation dispensaries look like. They've not added one dispensary in the last 10 years. So please don't live in your Disneyland. Please go to the streets of Delhi. Talk to a chai wala, talk to a nukkad wala.
May I just, okay,
please
all
move
right.
out of your air-conditioned rooms.
All right, gentlemen. I think even Tuhin Sinha wants to come in on this. Let the BJP also have a say, please. Yes, Tuhin Sinha.
Let me ask one
question.
Mr. Nigam, I'll come back to you.
Corporations, tell us one thing to the people of Delhi.
Just one question.
You answer one question.
Mr. Nigam and Jasmine, just hold on for a minute.
Points which Delhi, which has been
Yes, yes. Okay, can we just listen to what Tuhinsan has to say on this, and then I need to move on to the next big
Can I come in now?
conversation.
See, let me just pin down. Let me just pin down the Aam Aadmi Party on three very critical issues. Environment. In fact, one of the reasons. Let me confess this today on your channel. One of the reasons why I have not shifted to Delhi is the poor air quality. There are times when I find it difficult to breathe. The air quality index is touching 999. And 1,000 crores which have been collected by way of green tax in the last 3 or 4 years. I don't know what is this tendency of Aam Aadmi Party to not spend the taxes. So Mr. Nigam has a point when he says the budgets are not being spent. Number two, come to water. Of 11 cities which were surveyed recently, the worst water quality belongs to Delhi. Number three, you talk about a non-existing mohalla clinic because, you know, at least half a dozen locations which have been given for, where mohalla clinics are listed. When our teams went there, led by Meenakshi ji, the mohalla clinics were not there. And that becomes an alibi, that becomes an excuse to block a genuine scheme like Ayushman Bharat, which has benefited 50 lakh people across the country.
Okay.
Especially in the winter season, starting November, there are so many people, especially the young and the old, who suffer from respiratory ailments, and Ayushman Bharat would have been a blessing for them. But just because of political reasons, Mr. Kejriwal makes them suffer.
Okay, all right, all right. That point taken. We've had numerous debates on education and mohalla clinic. Jasmine Shah, is it because of what the BJP is saying you've not delivered as much on education and mohalla clinics that Mr. Kejriwal today had to go praying to a Hanuman temple?
You know, it is almost laughable. I mean, ask any person in Delhi and they'll say that education and healthcare, सरकारी स्कूल और अस्पताल में जितना काम 5 साल में हुआ है, देश भर में कहीं नहीं हुआ है. That's the fact, that's the reality. As for his visit to Hanuman Mandir, he has the right to go. In fact, he has gone every time before an election day. Whoever has followed his political career knows that. Of course, BJP feels that, you know, they own all these symbols and idolism, and anybody else, you know, who does this is something is wrong with it. So anyways, people of Delhi are very confident. They very well know who has actually worked on the ground. In this entire 30-minute debate, BJP has not said one thing they have done, despite being in 15 years for rule in the municipal corporations. Why? Because it's been disastrous. The entire of Delhi is today dirty. The municipal schools don't function. Not a single dispensary added in the last 15 years. We've added 450 clinics. 2 crore outpatient treatments done. You know, the Ban Ki-moon from UN Secretary General, he has come and visited, he has praised it. So many, you know, case studies and states across India are adopting it. Today, Maharashtra is adopting mohalla clinics. Jharkhand is adopting mohalla clinics. Has anybody adopted your municipal dispensaries anywhere in the country? So you know you have nothing to talk about, and that is why you do Shaheen Bagh, Hindu Mussalman, Hindu Mussalman.
But I want to take up this point further.
Your strategy has been called out.
And there is nothing wrong in anybody going to any place of worship and praying, especially ahead of a big event. But Neerja Chaudhary, there's also something called as optics.
Certainly not.
I'll tell you what the problem is.
You know, and it's optics.
I'll tell you what the problem is.
When Arvind Kejriwal goes,
I'll tell you.
And there are cameras available there. When he goes inside the temple, comes out, and he gives a very detailed, you know, has a very detailed interaction with the media on why he went and what he prayed for and all of that. Has there been an intentional messaging, even from Arvind Kejriwal this time, from Desh Bhakti curriculum to visits to the Hanuman temple, to reach out to the other side as well?
Of course, without doubt. And he's very skillfully skirted around the Shaheen Bagh issue. He's not fallen in that trap so far. So he is a very savvy politician, no doubt about that. And when somebody asked him about Hanuman Chalisa, he went on to recite it on a channel. So he's playing the BJP's game. You know, he's taking a leaf out of their book and throwing it back at them. So I would say, yes, certainly praying, whether it's Hanuman or Shiv or whatever, it's a personal matter. He is entitled to do that. Just as Mr. Modi is entitled to it, just as Mr. Amit Shah is entitled to it, and Rahul Gandhi is entitled to do his temple hopping. If one can do it, why not the others? But certainly I think Kejriwal he's not given an anti-Muslim, you know, sentiment. From all accounts, The minorities are looking at him as the alternative, not at the Congress, and he's tried not to annoy the Hindu community in any way. So let's see what happens, and he is stuck to the basics. He's not fallen in the trap of the Hindu-Muslim narrative. Whether that polarization has taken place in the last 10 days, the extent to which it has taken place, that will determine the outcome, and how much the BJP has managed to make up in the last 15 days, because till 15 days ago, it seemed like a virtual sweep for Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. You know, just generally going around and talking to people.
It
now,
will still
what
be
is
a
going
sweep.
to be
Just
the
wait
outcome
3 more
remains to
days.
be seen on the 11th.
Okay, all right, Mr. Kengchukla, do you want to weigh in on this? You know, it's not a story if Manoj Tiwari goes and prays at a temple, but it is a story when Arvind Kejriwal does.
Arvind Kejriwal, of course, knows the BJP strategy, and therefore he also wants to project itself that I am also a Hindu. So he has to cover his flank so that BJP cannot attack him for being pro-Pakistan, etc., as they attack the Congress party by saying you are not pro-Hindu. So he says, I am pro-Hindu, I am more pro-Hindu. He had gone to Banaras also and dipped in the waters of the Ganga, and he's also going to all these mandirs and chanting. This is all deliberate. So it is his protection strategy to ensure that BJP cannot counter him on his being a lesser Hindu than anybody else. So that's his strategy, and therefore he's doing. And I agree with Madam.
Can I come in? Tanvi, can I come in?
Madam, that
Yes,
Shaheen
let
Bagh
him
also
finish his
started
point,
the
please.
issue.
Can I make an important point over here?
Yeah, no, let Mr. Nath finish his point, please.
And in Shaheen Bagh also, he's kept his distance away a little bit to show that he's not too pro-Muslim.
Yeah.
But he had not said anything against them. And therefore, he's playing a very smart game of, I'm a Hindu, but I'm not anti-Muslim. And but the votes will not be decided only on that. But I think he's a smarter politician than the Congress party.
Okay. All right.
Fallen for the BJP's trap.
Well, he stayed away. He's trying to
years.
stay away from the Shaheen Bagh politics because obviously everybody understands that may not necessarily work in his favor. I must say that of all the polarization tactics visibly, openly being played out there, it was more from the BJP than it was from the Aam Aadmi Party, who clearly focus a lot more on their report card. But Mr. Nigam wanted to make a point.
You know, can I make a point
Yes,
here?
Desh Ratan Nigam first, please, then I'll come to you. Yes.
Yes. See, let me first tell you, if the government schools have become so world standard, why Kejriwal's son studied in a private school? I'm not naming the school, and Mr. Shisodia's kids are also studying in private school. Secondly, about water, I practice as an advocate in Supreme Court and Delhi High Court. There we are not allowed to drink, tap water. All RO systems are there, and the clear Supreme Court and High Court has decided that no tap waters for the lawyers at least, and that speaks volume. Now also, a lot of rhetoric has come into the system. And Shaheen Bagh, when Manish Sisodia says that he is with Shaheen Bagh and Aam Aadmi Party's Kejriwal tries to distance, you see the hypocrisy out there. And therefore, people are very clear in Delhi, where they have made up their mind in last 2-3 days, and the organization structure of the BJP at the booth level will work overnight to ensure that the voters and all the voters come out, and you will see the voting percentage in Delhi going quite a high.
Okay, I also want to point out, because this is the information that's coming out this evening, and like I told you, just in the last couple of hours, there has been an FIR against the Aam Aadmi Party for this video that they shared, which is a video of a very famous Bollywood movie, and they morphed one of the characters, they morphed the character of villain Gabbar into a top BJP leader. And there's an FIR that's been filed now. There's an EC notice that's gone to Arvind Kejriwal for another of the videos that he shared, which really had a lot of actors simply saying Hindu-Muslim. And that was the narrative that the video tried to say was being set by their rivals during this campaign. But if you look at the statistics, according to the Election Commission,
Tanvi,
529,
one quick point.
529, 1 minute please, if I can just
point.
lay out these statistics, 529 cases for violation of Model Code of Conduct this election season. 448 of them were actually non-political violations, 45 violations by candidates and leaders, of which 28 violations by the Aam Aadmi Party, 9 by the Congress and 4 by the BJP. Jasmine, do you want to say something on this information that's being given to us right now?
Let me,
where a higher number of cases seem to be against the Aam Aadmi Party in terms of code of conduct violation.
See, Tanvi, we have to distinguish between two kinds of violations. One are technical violations, and in each of these, the candidates will express their stance. But when there is a visible attempt to, disharmonize and make sure that the harmony of the elections breaks, that is why an ECI issues ban. And what have we seen? Only the BJP leaders have been banned. In fact, Parvesh Sharma was banned twice. Why was he banned twice? Because the first time he was banned, no BJP leader condemned his statements of, inciting violence. And he came back as a hero. He was garlanded and he goes ahead and makes even more slanderous statements. And he gets banned again. And he's again hailed as a hero. None of these BJP people will still condemn it. No leader in the history of elections I am aware about has been banned twice over the course of 10 days. BJP has that distinction, and the people of Delhi know that there's only one party that has run a very bitter, negative and polarizing campaign. They'll give a befitting reply tomorrow.
Okay, they'll give a befitting reply tomorrow, and we will be here live through the day tomorrow, bringing updates from on ground. Mr. Nikam, I'm really sorry, but I'm completely out of time. I will not be able to come to you tomorrow, viewers, starting 7 a.m. Our reporters will be on ground as people of Delhi come out to vote. And this is not just about an election for the national capital. This is an election that the entire country will be very closely tracking and watching. It could set the tone for all the state elections this year. It also will define where BJP stands when it comes to state elections. They've not had a very good track record in the recent past with the state elections in Haryana and Maharashtra. It will also put a clearer picture on the identity of the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal. They haven't had too much success outside of the national capital, but they got an overwhelming majority the last time around when they were voted to power by the national capital. Will the people of Delhi put their faith again one more time in Arvind Kejriwal, basis the work that's been done, or will there be a demand for a change? All of that here only on Mirror Now. Thank you so much for joining us on this special conversation.